Hi, Rajan, Personal Transformation Coach. Today I am going to talk about the different types of LCs. This is part 2. Part 1, I have discussed about the general transactions or what is the concept of LC. Now, what are the types of LC? There are so many types of LCs we deal with. The first is revocable LC. What is the meaning of that? From the word itself, the meaning is there. Revoke. Revoke means either the party, the opener, or the importer, or the exporter, without anybody's consent, can revoke or cancel the LC. Because of this, the ICSE, International Chamber of Commerce, is universally accepting the rules or controlling the LC, has cancelled or put a ban on revocable LC. So revocable LC from 2007 onwards is not existing. Then irrevocable and confirmed LC. Irrevocable, meaning either the party, importer or exporter, cannot revoke or cancel the LC without mutual agreement. Without the mutual agreement. Bilaterally only cancellation is possible. The payment will be made to the exporter by the importer through the bank against complying documents only. What is complying documents? The documents are as exactly as per the LC terms. Then it is called a complying LC. And the next is irrevocable and confirmed LC. Irrevocable means neither the party can cancel the LC unilaterally. LC or any terms. Neither the party can pass an amendment without the consent of the other party also. Any clause can be cancelled without the consent of either party. And confirmed means, I explained before also, the LC for assurance of the payment to the exporter. A third bank, that is called a conforming bank, it should be a big bank or a nationalized bank or a first class bank. And this clause also is put in the LC so that the exporter will get the money against complying documents immediately, even in case of default by the importer. If importer is not paying, confirmed bank is bound to pay. Against complying, that also documents, complying documents. That is confirmed. And one more thing, if the opening bank or importer's bank is say first class bank, then the bank itself, opening bank itself can confirm the LC. So in this, payment is sure. And next is transferable LC. What is transferable LC? It's very good. It's a very good LC. Transferable LC means an importer A in Saudi Arabia and an exporter B or seller B in China is issuing an LC. He is a trader, maybe. He is not actually the manufacturer. Even though he is a manufacturer, maybe he is buying some raw materials from another company. So what he does, he will ask his bank, advising bank, to transfer a portion of the LC to his supplier C or suppliers. And that is what is called transferable LC. And there is only one negotiation. There is only one LC, but to the manufacturer, only a part of the previous LC by his bank is transferred. And only one negotiation takes place in transferable LC. So transferable LC is only one LC and one document. Only a part of the LC is transferred. And next is back-to-back LC. It is used when the trader or seller is an exporter or export house. And keeping this LC as a security, he is buying material from other manufacturers. His manufacturers. He needs an LC. So what he does, he will ask his bank, the exporter will ask his bank, he's a trade house or export house. He's buying material from different places or different manufacturers. So what he does, he will ask his bank to issue another LC. Another LC, a separate LC, keeping the first LC as a security to his supplier. And in back-to-back LC, there are two LCs or more, and there are two negotiations. And the back-to-back LC, the amount will be less than the original amount or original LC's amount. And the difference is his commission. And the next is a red clause LC. A red clause LC means the seller or the exporter needs money for manufacturing or arranging the product for shipment. He doesn't have it. He needs finance. So he will ask the importer or the buyer to pay a percentage of the LC. Maximum could be 25 or 30% through the LC against a symbol receipt. No need to make the shipment. No need to produce the other document. He will produce a symbol receipt to his bank, advising bank, confirming that he will make shipments and he will produce the document also as per the LC. He needs this money for making product. And in red clause LC, this clause is marked in red color in the LC also. The next is green clause LC. This marked in green color in the LC. What is that? That also advance payment through the LC. But the goods is ready. The seller or the exporter needs money for keeping the material at the warehouse or warehouse storing charges, insurance charges, and the shipping cost also he needs. And the amount can be made up to 80 or 75%. And that also is taken against a symbol receipt, confirming that the goods is ready at the warehouse for a shipment, and the documents will be presented as per the LC. And the next is site LC. From the word itself, its meaning is there. Site means pay at site. There is no credit facility. An LC with a site payment means when the seller or exporters submits the documents to the advising bank, and the advising bank is sending to the opponent's bank, and if no discrepancy, the opponent, so the applicant bank or opponent's bank will debit the importer's bank account without any concern. He will pay. Or if the LC is confirmed at site also, the confirming bank also will pay immediately within 5 days from the date of receipt of documents. And if documents are okay, bank doesn't need the consent of the opener. And next is deferred payment LC. Payment is deferred. Payment is with credit, say 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, or 1 year or 2 years. 30 days credit has no meaning for a shipment from China or UK to Saudi Arabia or India. No need. It will be same like cited. So deferred payment means if documents is as per the LC or if the documents are complying presentation is complying, the seller will get the money at the maturity date. If it is 30 days, 30 days. If it is 90 days, 90 days. Maturity date of the LC, and he will not take the money before. He can take, that is some other ways. So that is deferred LC. Next is revolving LC. Revolving. It's a very good instrument for frequent transaction of sizable values. Say for example, A and B has signed a contract for regular shipments for $1 million. It is better to open a revolving LC. Instead of going for a single LC, the single LC will cost the importer a huge amount. So if it is $1 million for regular shipments for a period of 8 months, what to do? Just open the LC for $200,000 with a validity date of 60 days. 60 days. So what to do? When the date is, just before expiring the date, or when the 200,000 is finished, whatever it occurs first, let the LC be extended or reinstated with the same amount and with the same duration through an amendment, so that the importer can save a lot of money. So, and not only that, it eliminates lot of paperwork, loads of paperwork. It doesn't need the actual documents. That shipments also can be made outside the LC. Just an invoice copy or railway bill or transporting document is enough to be submitted. Copies for releasing the payment at the time of maturity date of the payment. Maturity date of the payment. In this LC also, the credit facility can be made available, provided the documents must be submitted by the exporter to his bank as per the LC terms. If documents to be submitted within 21 days from the shipment date or from the before the expiry date, he has to do that. If he submits the documents after the expiry date of the LC, even though the credit term is 90 days, he will not get the money. He will not get the money. The bank will reject the document. Provided he can accept, he will get the money if the importer accepts or agrees to pay. And the next is a very beautiful concept in international trade finance or international business. That is standby LC. It's so dangerous also. It's like it's acting as a guarantee, payment guarantee accepted by International Chamber of Commerce. It's a kind of LC. People call it as an LC, but it's a payment guarantee. And the details of which will be explained in another video, because it's a very important. And by opening this standby LC, the importer and exporter can save a lot of paperwork and also can save a lot of money too, if handled with care. I hope you got an idea about the different types of LC. And in case any clarification needed, feel free to contact me by email or by my number.